What is up, everybody? Today I'm going to be reviewing SH Figurearts Kaidou, the King of Beasts figure. So this is a pretty massive figure. So this is what the box looks like from the front. I'm gonna open this and I'm gonna set everything on the table, and we're gonna have a better look outside of the box. Yo. So here is the first layer of packaging and the accessories. So we'll get a better look at that outside of the packaging too. Alright, so for hands, we have a left and right open hands. No articulation in the hands. That's just that. We have a left and right holding hand. Now one is slightly bigger than the other. For the two, you use these two-handed for his weapon. And then we have the left hand here, this hand here, this connects to something. I'll figure that out in a little bit. And then this right hand with just a finger up. So that's what you get for hands. Now let's move on to face. So for faces, this is the face that was on the figure already. And you'll see that this beard piece is posable. A little ball joint. So you take this part off and put it to whichever face you want. So that's the face that was just on the figure, but now we have this open mouth, smiling expression, whatever that expression is, wide open mouth, a maybe like angry yelling kind of one, and a crying face. So also, if you realized, these are his, I guess, mustache hairs. So see the little plugs in right there? They just plug in there. So that's what these are for. So yeah, that is, oh yeah, and for faces, you actually get a Luffy face, this face right here, for Luffy. It does work with every Luffy figure so far, I do believe. So let's move on to other accessories. His other accessory here is this gourd that he drinks out of a lot in the show. And this is what this hand is for. I am pretty sure. Let me see. It does plug in there somehow. Yeah. So like that. So yeah, there is his gourd, if you want to display him with that. And now we have his tail. So here is his tail. So as you can see, it is quite big. It attaches using this thing right here, and it does have some articulation. There's a ball joint right there, a ball joint up here, one right here, and then at the end right here. So that's his tail. A nice bit of posability. It is a little stiff, so, but yeah, so that is the tail. Now on to a display base here. So this is what it is. This is probably to display the tail. So you just get this base, put this, you can peg that on to any of the pegs there, and it should hold the tail up if you're having trouble balancing him out. Alright, so Kaidou is a bit big to fit in the view of the camera, so I will I'll find a way to show that. But starting down here at his feet do move up and down, as you can see right there, but it is a bit stiff, so I'm not really gonna move that too much. His toes do have articulation, a nice bit actually, and then, okay, yeah, he's not really fit. Here's the instructions if anybody was wondering how to put the cape together and the tail on. Alright, so I had to move to a different room here where I got a little bit more room to show him off. So, down with the legs, continuing on, they have a decent bit back, not crazy much, and this part here goes a little back, not great on the legs, but they're decent. It's mainly just to hold them up. He probably will not be doing too much leg poses anyways. So, here's the chains on the side, which are made out of real metal. So these are not plastic. And then we have this part here. It's a separate piece. I don't think you can take it off. If you can take the chest off, then you can probably take this off, but I'm not gonna risk that because I don't want to break them. But yeah, so this is a separate piece. It's not attached by anything. And then we get onto the chest here. So there's no swivel right there. It's all up in this part, which mine is probably a little stiff, and that's why I can't really turn it that great. Unless that is as much articulation as you're getting. And then we have his arms. You know, they come out a little bit so you can raise them higher. Double jointed elbows. These are really spiky. I'm trying to be really careful with that because I'd say they're pretty fragile. And then the hands are just, you know, kind of basic. But, yeah. So articulation is a bit stiff and a bit hard with this figure. Especially in the legs and stuff. The arms are probably the best part of him, but he's just such a massive figure that he's kind of stiff. But that's okay. And now we have onto the head. I will have to... Okay, hold on. Alright, so his head here, down, you cannot really make him go down. Up, you also can't really make his head go up. This is really all you're getting. Side to side, yeah, you can turn it. His hair is really in the way, but yeah, let me just take off his face plate for a second. So, see, you can get good range when his head is off, but and then we come back to the hair here and his back. So you can see it's on a ball joint, you know, lifts up. So that's all that does. So anyways, good figure. I think it's really good for display. I think it is a crazy detailed figure. The only flaws on it being that it is not that the posability is not great. The legs are like very hard to put in a pose, and his chest just doesn't move at all. It's mainly just his arms. So, anyways, we still have one thing left, a part of him, and I'll get that open now. Alright, so here's his weapon. It is very spiky. So really gotta be careful with this. There's the end. I do believe it comes apart somehow. I think it just might be on this end. Yeah. So that just pops out. Slide that in his hand. If it will focus, yeah. So, yeah, that's really cool. This is pretty detailed. It's pretty massive as well. So, and then we have his cape. His cape thing. So, this is in multiple parts. That's why there's all these joints sticking up. They're very stiff. I mean, look at this. This is why it's probably so stiff. See the metal and everything. So, these parts turn. I don't really know how this goes, but I'll figure it out because, man, these parts are really heavy too. This is another part of it. Maybe on the side. I don't know. There's instructions. I think I showed these off. Alright, let's see. Yeah. So, this piece right here, that's on the bottom. Wait, how is it? Oh. Yeah. Alright. Man, this is stuck. Oh. Alright. Here, I'll get this built and then... Alright. Here it is. All built. It is very heavy. So this attaches onto his back. Now, I gotta say... man. I'm pushing on these, and it just really doesn't seem like it's going in at all. But it's as far as it goes. So, they're definitely in there. But when you look at it from the back, it's not terrible, but it's kind of noticeable. Especially on this one, but it's as far as I can get it, so. But yeah, this thing is massive. This figure is already heavy enough with this on it. Oh, man. Well, alright, let me try and get him in a decent pose, and show you what he looks like. I just gotta say, this is where it goes in the back. I took his head off, and man, trying to get this on here is so hard. I genuinely can't fit that in that hole. Like, I'm pushing with so much, and it's just not going in there. So, yeah. This figure is awesome, and I love it, but it's definitely one that, when it's on the shelf, it's not coming down. Because this is already annoying enough. I can't even get the tail on. I've been here for a few minutes now trying to put the cape and the tail on, and I just can't get either to fit on there. So, I don't know. I'll have to probably do it off camera. So I can't really get any poses right now, so. But anyways, this figure is amazing. It's just, you know, there's the neck as well. If you want to see that. I just can't get it on at all, man. But, anyways, I'll keep trying, but if I can't get any decent pose or whatever, then this will be the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I know this has been kind of annoying. I don't have a great setup for this. That's why I'm out here and I still can't get them all on the camera. He will be the biggest figure I'll probably do for a while, so, you know, that's alright. But anyways, hope you enjoyed, yeah, and, see you next time. Alright, so I finally got his tail on, and it looks great. And now, it was very hard. I find the joint that you had to plug in was just kept on moving around. Now, if it ever gets stuck to the point where you just can't get it up, I used just this band to hook under it and pull it up. So, that's how I got around to that. But anyways, there's his tail. Now he finally can stand up. He stands on his tail. It does feel pretty nicely plugged in. There was no, like, nice pop-in sound or nothing to, like, suggest that it's in there tight. But the amount of pressure I had to put to push that in, it's definitely on there good enough. But now I need to put on that, so I'll try and do that. Alright, I finally got him all together. And man, it was definitely worth it. He looks amazing. So yeah, I'd highly recommend this figure for anybody who is a big fan of One Piece or, you know, likes Kaidou. He is probably my favorite villain right next to Doflamingo. I'm waiting for them to make a Doflamingo figure, so that'd be cool to see. But anyways, this is amazing. And I'm really happy about it. His detail looks great. The only downsides are, you know, his posability is not the best, and it was really annoying to put that cape and tail on. I also don't know where I'm going to display him because all of my shelves are very, they don't stick out very much. So it's going to be hard to put him somewhere, especially with that tail. So, but I definitely will find a place. Anyways, he looks amazing. Highly recommend. And here he is, all posed up. Looks amazing. And catch you in the next one.